Hi guys, this is Keshaka, your spiritual guide, and welcome to our channel Amethyst Awakening. Today, as a part of the PO series, a series where I share my experiences and my learnings from my spiritual journey so that they can help you, I'm going to talk about the fear of commitment. Now, this is a very important topic when it comes to your personal life and romantic relationships, especially. And that's because the stakes are a little higher than like with friends and stuff like that. So that is an aspect that usually gets the most impacted when we have a fear of commitment. Now, what exactly is a fear of commitment? And how do you know you have it? If you are someone who's in a situation where you are romantically interested in someone and you want to take it to the next step, you see this potential, but you're just not comfortable as yet and you just don't understand why, maybe, and you really want to navigate it, but it's very tough for you, it's a little uncomfortable, and you just don't understand what to do, you know. This could also be something that you're encountering with your partner. So maybe it's not something that you face, but maybe you've observed that your partner is giving you mixed signals, or like your prospective interest is giving you mixed signals, and like, they want it, they're interested, they would like to, or they potentially want to take it to the next level, but you don't really see them taking the action, and you don't understand why and where this is stuck and what the issue is, and no one's really talking about it, so the issue is also not really getting resolved, nothing's coming to light, and you just don't understand what is happening. Then this video is just for you, because what I'm going to talk about might really really help you. All right, so let's start with beginning to understand what exactly is a fear of commitment and where it actually stems from. Fear of commitment actually stems from previous experiences in your life of either abandonment or violation. Now, this need not be very extreme, it could just be like tiny situations where your personal freedom, rights, or space has been violated in some form or the other. So it could just be like you have free time and you want to do something about it, but a loved one really always comes and occupies your time, and you have no time for yourself. And you have faces in the past, and you really don't want to be in a situation again where you give that much power to another person, where you have no time left for yourself in your life. And so that is like an example of a past experience of, say, a personal space getting violated, or where you're doing something more than you would actually want to do just because you love the person, or like you're committed to the person, or there's some kind of like formal relationship established over there, you know. Now, another scenario could be previous experience of abandonment, an experience where that person really gave their all, or like invested in the relationship with the partnership, but the other person didn't really acknowledge it that much and just went their own way, or like they left too soon, and your person or you really don't understand, and that experience really hurt you. And both of these situations could ideally lead you to have a fear of commitment. Now, when we go to see, a fear of commitment is actually a fear of losing control. It is actually a control issue. It is actually a power struggle when we look at it more minutely, and I will help you understand why, because some of you might just be like, no, I don't have power issues or something like that, but I still am not able to commit. Now, when there is a fear involved, the first and the most crucial question you must ask yourself is, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of losing? What is going to happen if you do this? What is that worst case scenario in your head that you don't want happening? And that worst case scenario is actually stopping you from taking the step, right? Because if you did not have that worst case scenario in mind, and you only had the best case scenario, or like an average scenario in mind, you really wouldn't stop yourself from moving ahead, right? So when you ask this question to yourself, like, what is exactly stopping you, in most cases your answer would be fear of losing your freedom, fear of, you know, not having complete control, or like the kind of control you want on your own life decisions, not having the power to choose things the way you like, and you might be a little uncomfortable with this whole thing. Like, you might feel like when you are entering into a commitment, you are sort of giving your power away. Some of you might even feel like when you're entering into a commitment, you're giving the other person the power to hurt you. And so you'd rather not commit because, if you're not committed, it might hurt less, or that is something you believe, which could largely be a misconception, because how much you are hurt actually depends on how into the person and attached to the person you are, rather than how committed to the person you are. So that is what a fear of commitment actually is. A fear of commitment is actually a power struggle. It's actually not wanting to be violated and not wanting to be abandoned, which is all right. And if your partner really loves you right now, the one that you are interested in, who you want to take the relationship to the next step with, if they really care for you, if they genuinely love you, and if there is pure, genuine affection, care, concern over there, and if they really want you to be happy, and if they're nice people, then they're anyway not intending to do these things to you. And a part of you knows that, but you've never really experienced it, or you've never really seen it. And it's difficult for you to really trust that it's happened, like trust that it happens, or like it can happen, or it's possible, because you've never seen it. And that really messes it up for you. Now, how do you deal with people who have a fear of commitment, or how do you actually overcome this? You actually overcome this by, if you have a fear of commitment, then you need to open up to your partner and tell your partner that this is something that I am working on, or practice it with your friends if you don't want to like practice it with your romantic interest or something like that. But like, tell that person, preferably that person that you want to go to the next level with, that you have it's tough for you to commit. You do want to, you genuinely like them, but you're just like not there yet, and you would really appreciate if they stay till you're comfortable, because you want to be, but you're not there yet, and you would love if they could stay. Obviously, there is no compulsion there. And if they genuinely do love you, I don't think it's going to be a problem for them to stay. If you are dealing with a partner who is showing interest, or they like you, but they're not taking a step ahead, and you're like, what should I do? Should I take a step back? Should I stop talking? See, if you take a step back, then they feel like you're abandoning them, right? If you take a step forward, then you're entering their space that they're not comfortable with you entering. And that could happen with you, if like with your partner, if you're someone who suffers from a fear of commitment, and you feel like, either they're leaving or they're violating your space. So that is something you really need to tell the other person, this is where my comfort level lies, this is what I'm okay with. And when I'm okay with more, I will let you know. And you can also likewise, it has to be a two-way street, right? Because if you're calling all the shots and like not giving them a chance to speak or express what they want or what their desires and comfort level is, then you're violating their powers. So ideally it has to be like a two-way street, and you tell them, okay, this is where I'm at now and where are you at, and have that conversation. If your partner has a fear of commitment, if you think you can have the conversation, then have the conversation. If you feel they're not ready for the conversation, but you genuinely like them, you see that they're not pulling back, they're right there, but they're not taking a step ahead, stay there. Stay right there. It's like, I told this to like a client once, when he was like, what do I do? Like, should I leave? Should I message? What should I do? Now it's like, you just need to chill. You don't need to like, okay, so I'm not trying to violate your space right now, but I'm just giving you an example, okay? So suppose I'm talking to you right now, and I'm like talking to you like this, I'm looking right in the camera, or like if we're on a date or we're out somewhere, and I'm like totally like inclining towards you, then that is me showing interest, right? Now, when someone does this to you, your reflex could actually be like going behind, because there's a certain distance we like to maintain, which is like your personal space. So when someone's like invading it, you're gonna be like, whoa, right? And then like you might like sit a little behind, and that is like you establishing that this is what I want, or like establishing your space. So this is you leaning in the relationship. This is you taking a step back or leaning out of the relationship. This can create violation of personal space, and this can trigger a fear of abandonment. So what do? You stay. You stay right here. And you chill. And you talk to them. You're anyway talking to them, right? Do you need to lean in? Do you need to lean out? You don't need to. You just need to like stay. Right? Because, and if you notice, like normally when I do videos and stuff, I'm usually like a little more in the front. But throughout this video, I was spaced out from the camera, and that's because I could sense like the viewers today are gonna like and appreciate that space so that they feel comfortable. Like me actually demonstrating the whole leaning in thing might have made some of you really uncomfortable, and I'm really sorry, but I wasn't intending. I was just giving you an example. So when someone is not moving a step ahead, it does not mean they're moving a step behind. It is possible that a person stays where they are, and that's possible. You just need to talk it out, okay? And the minute you establish that, or you talk it out, or you set pace and you set the intention, the fear is going to go away because there is clarity, there is understanding, and there's mutual respect. And when there is mutual respect and trust in a situation, then it is going to happen like that. If your partner does love you and does wish well for you, they are going to understand where you're coming from. And if they know your past experiences, they are definitely going to understand that. If you're the partner watching, like, it's commendable and thank you for watching, and it's really going to help your partner if you really manage to incorporate this in your life. At some level, it's going to help them feel more comfortable around you, hopefully. And yeah, so like, talk it out, because you have to understand, when we love someone, we want them to do whatever they can, genuinely, right? And the whole idea of a commitment is not to tie a person down. So, a relationship is not like committing to a relationship or a partnership does not mean you are giving that person the power to hurt you. What you're doing is you are actually agreeing mutually to share your life experiences with each other. You are giving them the power and freedom to love you in the way that they like, and you are accepting the power and freedom to love them in the way you like. Now, assuming your love in a healthy manner and it's genuine love and not addiction or obsession, there is no issue here. It's not going to be a problem. Like, you have to maintain or like learn to maintain independence in a relationship with like healthy interdependence, instead of getting into a codependent setup where there is a power struggle, there is manipulation, there are games being played, and like one person wants to control, the other person doesn't want to control. Like, it's about, see it as a separate entity. You are a separate entity, your person is a separate entity, and your relationship is a separate entity. So your relationship is like an entity created by both of you entering into a partnership where you all agree mutually that okay, this is what works for us, this is what doesn't work for us, and you all sort of build that together, instead of you're not giving them right or power over you, and they're not giving you right or power over them, right? It's just like together you all are building something new and something beautiful, like a partnership. So suppose you enter into a business partnership with your partner, doesn't mean you own your partner, but that means that you all are working on a shared goal together. That means that you all have equal investment, and you all are gaining equal returns from the partnership, or whatever you all, the way you all negotiate and figure your terms, or whatever that is. So I hope this helped you. I hope you understood what a fear of commitment is, where it actually stems from, and if this is something that was holding you back from entering into a relationship I really hope that you are like one step closer to making that commitment with your prospective partner. And I wish you guys all the best for that relationship. And I wish you lots of lovely, lovely experiences in the relationship so that you may never have a fear of commitment ever again. And yeah, like I really hope that I'm really picking up on someone's energy. I feel like I'm feeling like so nice. And yeah, I really hope that you all have like a nice, healthy, committed partnership. And if you want to watch more videos where I share like my experiences that could probably help you, then do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I put up a video every Wednesday as a part of the series. Every Friday and Saturday, I put up pick a card readings on love and relationships and quick yes no questions and timelines and stuff like that. My Instagram and Facebook handles are also in the description box below, and so is my email. So if you're looking like for a private session that you would like to book, you can get in touch. Even otherwise, do like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and write to me in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys. I look forward to seeing you in the upcoming videos. Until then, bye bye.